Welcome back, everybody. Sarcasm Speaks. Jared and Bob here again, as we always are. Um, and I heard something the other day when I was listening to a podcast that I thought was um, interesting. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up quickly right now, but my computer um, likes to pretend sometimes that it's 1995 or it's running on Windows 95 at least. Because it's old. I mean, I think I bought my computer in 2015, so it's almost 10 years old, which I think is pretty old from uh, computer standpoints. But I'm trying to get it. All right, so I have it now. Um, so we talk a lot of times on this show, right, about it's the dumbest time to be alive. Every day is dumber than the day before. There's just dumb shit that happens all the time. The world is falling apart, right? Like these are all things that we talk about with semi-frequency on this show, right? Just of all of like the crazy things that if you didn't know otherwise, um, you would think that like, you know, for lack of a better cliche, the world is going to hell in a handbasket, right? Um, so one of the podcasts I was listening to the other day, they talked about an Assyrian tablet that talked about like the end of the world. So I had to look it up and find it out for myself. So this clay tablet was discovered and was dated to 2800 BC. So for people that can't figure that out, that's like roughly almost 5,000 years ago, right? So 2800 BC before Christ. Then for some reason we decided to restart the clock. and now we're in 2024, right? So you're looking at almost 5,000 years ago. This tablet was created. So this is what it says on this tablet. It says, "Our earth is degenerate in these later days. There are signs that the world is speedily coming to an end. Bribery and corruption are common. Children no longer obey their parents. Every man wants to write a book, and the end of the world is evidently approaching." So obviously it's been translated into English, right? And if you want to argue with me about the semantics of translation and does it really mean what it means, listen, man, well, first of all, I didn't translate it.
Fucking come at me.
Yeah, so don't come at me.
What
But
what
also
language was
like
that written in? What culture was that from?
Assyrian.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know either. Something that existed 5,000 years ago. Um, and they've translated other shit, right? So if you're gonna fucking nitpick that, you got to nitpick all of everything that they've ever translated from the Assyrian culture, right? So if they have a pretty good idea of the translation on all those other things, I'd say the translation comes out pretty good on this one too. So again, on this tablet, right? Earth is degenerate in these later days. Signs of the world is speedily coming to an end. Bribery and corruption are common. Children no longer obey their parents. Every man wants to write a book, and the end of the world is evidently approaching. It sounds a lot like it's the dumbest time to be alive. Every day is dumber than the day before, and we're doomed.
Good to know nothing's changed in 5,000 years.
5,000 years have gone by, and it's the exact same. In the last episode, we talked about 30 years. Nothing has changed in the corporate world from Office Space, the movie, till now. Just the life in general hasn't changed in 5,000 years. I
Sweet,
mean,
that to look forward to.
I think that's pretty awesome. Like I heard them talk about that on the podcast, and I was like, wait, what? Like I gotta go look that up and find out. And that's what I found. Every day is the dumbest day to be alive.
And that's the problem is like I mean, people get dumber and dumber, but at some point too, it's like you are like we are going to become numb to it, and we're not going to give a shit. I mean, that's the thing is like I really don't give that much of a shit anyway. Yeah, it's like good to share stupid stuff, and obviously we talk about it, but
Right.
like ultimately, if someone wants to fucking glue their dick to their butthole and fucking do cartwheels down the road, like I just don't fucking care.
Yeah.
And then like no one's telling me like, oh well, you have to respect that person's right to do that. They're they're the super glue gender. It's like no one's telling me that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm never gonna run into these people. And if I do, I'm just gonna look at it like it's a fucking circus or a zoo. Like, ooh,
Yeah. Oh, wow. Look
look at
at
that one.
that.
Ooh, that one over there. I think I like that one over there.
Yeah. Don't get too close. They might
Yeah, don't get
bite.
too close. Don't touch it. Definitely don't touch anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't feed them either.
Yeah, don't be. Yeah, don't get. It's like ground. Yeah, don't get them wet.
Yeah.
Um. So eventually, there's got to be a time where you do start to make the switch. Like, yeah, everyone is really fucking stupid, but and it's like I am this way with politics. Like when I say like the president of the country largely doesn't matter to me, there's a lot of truth to that.
Right.
But people don't know how to handle that information, especially the ones that like actually care.
Right.
And like I could say the same thing. Like I put the U.S. Open on last week. Obviously, we're behind in real life. Someone goes, "Oh my God, you should put the Karen Reed trial on." I go, "No, I'm watching golf. You
Yeah.
are leaving me alone."
Yeah.
And the Karen Reed trial, honestly, I don't even know the details. How is my life any different?
Right.
And again, I think I talked about this. I don't know, dude. We've done 4 episodes in 2 days. We recorded 4 episodes on 2 separate nights in a 3 day span. So I don't even
Right.
know what the fuck we've talked about. But it's like I've been bringing up like a lot of narcissistic talk,
Yeah.
like how it's like it just doesn't matter. Now, that is coming from the same guy who ranted and raved about corporate fucking America, even though I know nothing about it. I don't work in it. And I'm the one sitting here being like, yeah, man, nothing matters. Like, I know I need to be fit for a fucking straitjacket.
You're a nihilist. Nothing
I'm
matters. It
not,
doesn't, it doesn't matter.
those, are those the Nazis, Walter? No, those men are cowards. Um, but it is funny because the world is more retarded. But the other thing is, things do cycle around, right?
Yeah.
Because like we're starting to notice it's almost 30 years from 98. I mean, 25 years, 98. Here we are again.
Yeah.
Office Space.
Yeah.
But it's like it's Office Space. It's Limp Bizkit. People are smoking again. People are calling people fags and retards. Like
Yeah.
that's happening again.
Right. Right.
And I don't know if it was just a Tom Brady roast or what, but that definitely kickstarted it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And it also like again because hey, cyclical. Go figure. But it's also like when things get too stupid, you got to start coming back the other way. But people
Right.
aren't paying attention to that. This already happened before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So whatever happened that kickstarted those tablets. Again, I don't know if the village idiot decided to fucking tuck his dick between his legs and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna be a woman today. And they're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Get me a tablet.
Yeah.
Things are getting dumber and they're never getting any better. like and like we don't know. Like 5,000 years ago, it could have been that.
Right.
Like,
Right.
oh shit, it's all going to hell.
Yeah.
This guy thinks he's a girl. And it's like, could have been.
Could have been.
Could have been.
If anything, though, this actually does give me a little bit of like reprieve, right? Like
Like it's not just us.
yeah, like it's not just us, right? Like this has happened before and people have been saying that like the world is going to shit literally for 5,000 years, right? Like, again, they're saying uh, politics are corrupt, uh, bribery, corruption is common, children don't listen to their parents, everyone wants to write a book, right? So it's like, it's kind of what it's kind of like what we're looking at today, right? Like everyone wants to write a book about something. Like, oh, I should write a book about my life. I should
Yeah.
write a book about. I should write about book about this. I'm
Yeah.
going to write a book about that. Oh, I am.
You know what? One day I'm gonna write a book.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm going to write a book about writing books.
yeah,
I'm going to teach
someone would
people
buy
how to
it.
write a book in a
Someone, people
book.
would buy it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, I'm gonna write a book one day, and they'll buy the book about writing books, and they'll never write a book.
And I mean, like saying kids don't listen to their parents. Kids don't
Yeah, no
listen to their
shit.
parents now, right? Like they
That
never
is a
have.
constant. Well, dude, it's even like I'm not gonna get into it because I don't know what the specifics were, but someone was like, just so you know, if Trump gets elected again, it's gonna be different this time.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
okay.
No, it's not.
Yeah, yeah.
Trump or Biden, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Doesn't matter who
Yeah,
gets elected.
I
It's
love that.
not
Just
gonna
so
be
you know,
different.
it's going to be different. Oh,
It's
really?
not gonna be like 2016.
Yeah, because you told me in 2016 that he was going to hang gays from the streetlights, and that no one was
Women
going
were
to
gonna
have rights
yeah,
anymore.
women weren't gonna be able to vote anymore, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
I
But
think
none
I
of
heard
that
that.
happened. Well, this time is different. This time he's going to do it. He's going to do it. Okay, all right. We'll wait. We'll see.
Yeah, no, we won't.
Do I get to write this down and then in 2028 can I come back to you and say you're a fucking moron?
I was listening to a guy say too, it's like, oh well, when Trump gets in,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
he's gonna make all the Republicans, all the guys that voted for everyone, they're all gonna be deputies, and everyone's gonna run around with a net, getting all the other side. I'm like, a net?
yeah.
Is this Tom and Jerry? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, seriously. I go, that's the funniest thing you've ever told me because it is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
A
yeah. I'm gonna
net.
run around with a net.
I'm gonna run around with a net, fucking arresting the libs or whatever. I don't know, arresting the Democrats. Like,
Yeah,
no, you're
yeah.
not.
None of that's gonna
No,
happen.
no, you're not. And if he doesn't win, and everyone's like, oh my God, well, if Biden wins, he's gonna do all these things. No, he's not.
Nope.
He didn't do shit in 4 years.
He's probably gonna die.
Actually, would make things a little bit easier if he did. Only problem is fucking what's her name's going to be on the ballot. Is there any way for him to run again without her as his running partner?
Yeah, he could, but it would be very
Wouldn't be a good move.
it wouldn't be a good look.
Yeah. Well, him sitting, yeah, he's not a good look, but
Right. Right.
actually, truthfully, neither of them are good look.
Yeah.
Let's not, pick a side here.
The one like between the two of them, at least he has an excuse. He's 82 years old and has dementia.
Yeah.
What's her fucking excuse? She's just
Oh, I
dumb.
was thinking, I was gonna say between Trump and Biden. Yeah, Trump, Biden, her, Biden. Yeah, they're
Well,
all
that's what I
fucking.
mean. Like between Kamala and Biden, like neither one of them has half a brain cell between the two of them. But like I said, at least he's old and has dementia. Like that's like one of those like, okay, yeah, he's old, man. Like he's an elderly
You
person that has
can't take her home.
some
She's
sort
too
of like
old.
mental thing. Like she's like fucking like 55 or however old she is. Like what's her excuse? She's just dumb.
Yeah, she just sucks.
She just sucks. This is a wonderful time that we're in. That's about time that we share this time and we cherish this time for all time and for now. Like
Good time.
what what the fuck did you just say? Like how are you that dumb?
Well, that's what happens when people don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah,
They make up
yeah,
a speech on the fly.
right, right. Yeah, like get
Um,
a better speechwriter and then just read the teleprompter. Get two things: get a better speechwriter and stick to the teleprompter.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego. Well, dude, that's like the other thing too. Like 5,000 years ago, kids weren't listening to their parents. Like, no shit.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
fucking figure on that one.
yeah.
Now,
Politics are corrupt.
Yeah,
Whoa.
wow. Since
Oh
day
yeah.
one, huh?
Et tu, Brute. Like that's literally like the oldest thing ever. Like the politicians colluded to kill Julius Caesar.
Yep.
Like politics
We
have
give us
always been
that.
corrupt.
And it always will be. That
Yeah.
ain't changing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does like it is funny because you and I will say it all the time, like, oh, dumbest time to be alive. But that's because someone or some group of people does something really, really stupid. Like
Right.
really stupid. And it is fun. But if you actually take a step back and actually like try to use like a logical brain for it, dude, it's no dumber than any other thing. It's just a fucking spin-off this time.
Yeah.
That's all it
Yeah.
is. And like you can go back in time. It's like, are parents too controlling now? Maybe. I can make the argument they're too controlling.
Yeah.
Um, there was also a time where parents would dictate who you would marry and who you would speak to and who you would hang out with.
Yeah.
They were pretty controlling then.
Yeah.
Now, the parents of the 70s and 80s, a little bit of a
A little bit of a
little bit of
course
veer
correction
off
there.
the
Yeah.
path
Yeah.
where they pretty much didn't know you existed.
Kids should be like caddies.
Yeah. But but that was only like, again, that was only like 20 years. Like, go to India now. Tell me their
Right.
parents aren't tell me Indian parents haven't been too controlling forever.
Yeah, they still do, right? Like there's all the arranged marriages and everything.
Never changed over there.
Yeah. 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 What is it the saying with caddies? Keep up, shut up, and something
I think
else.
it's show up, keep up, shut up.
Yeah. 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 I mean,
It actually it is funny because there's one way to flip an argument is, well, 5,000 years ago we had the same problems
yeah. And
and
that's
we've
what I
made
mean.
it.
It makes me feel a little bit better, right?
You and
Like
I have the ability to be 25 miles apart using a fucking screen and a microphone
yeah.
to fucking bring you the breaking news from 2800 BC.
Yeah.
We're just
Yeah.
more efficient at it now.
Yeah. Everything's going to be just fine. Assuming there's no like
It's a
nuclear
weird
holocaust.
Yeah, but then who's gonna fucking? So that's the thing. If there is a nuclear holocaust, what are we gonna do about it outside
Nothing.
of be dead?
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know, dude. I watched the show Fallout, so like I'm pretty sure I know how to survive a nuclear
Cool. Just let me know
holocaust.
where to go then. If we're gonna get a nuclear holocaust, you let me know where to go. We'll build a golf course when it's all over.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, it gives
That
me
was
a
a
little bit of hope.
weird level of optimism, though. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, were we just optimistic about
Yeah,
something?
you got a palate cleanser that we should get like super pissed about?
Oh yeah, I got
Okay.
something for you. Um this is gonna this is gonna like make a lot of people mad, but I think it's hilarious. So recently the Supreme Court decided to overturn the ban on bump stocks for rifles. Um,
You're gonna have
like
to go ahead and explain what that is to me.
so a super duper like watered down simplified version
Yes.
of this is
Drunk 5-year-old.
yeah, drunk 5-year-old. A bump stock is like the butt of the gun.
Yeah.
You just put like a spring in it effectively. It's not really what it is, but you put like a spring in it so that the recoil assists you to pull the trigger faster.
Okay, I think I'm mostly following that.
That's in a nutshell. That's what a bump
Okay.
stock is, right?
Okay, so and then the effect is it allows you to fire more rounds quicker with more
Correct.
stability.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this actually happened under the Trump administration, but Trump banned bump stocks after the Vegas shooting.
Yeah.
So what
Oh,
the
is that why
claim?
that? Okay, because I've seen people talk about the Vegas shooting this week, but
Yeah.
I didn't know why. Anyway, keep going.
So the claim is that by putting a bump stock onto a rifle, you were creating a quote unquote machine gun, right? Okay. That was the claim. That was the basis of everything. And it came from, um, I think it was an executive order from Trump that did that. So the Supreme Court ruled again, like last week or the week before, whenever that was, within the last couple of weeks, they ruled that you can't do that. They came out and said that by putting a bump stock on a rifle, you do not create a machine gun. You may increase the rate of fire, but that by definition does not fall into the category of machine gun. Now, wait for it, because this is where shit gets good. And this is my favorite part of it. In the decision, right? Because the just one of they pick one justice to like write the decision, and then they have like one justice on the other side do like the dissenting opinion or whatever. But the guy that wrote the winning like decision paper that overturned this said, we believe that if Congress wanted to, they or like if people really wanted to ban this, it should go to a vote in Congress, and Congress can then vote to ban bump stocks. But they said you cannot with an executive action or by a three-letter agency, because I forget whether Trump signed an executive order or the ATF just stepped in and like passed some sort of ruling on it or whatever. But the Supreme Court said that's not how this works. If you want to ban them, then Congress needs to pass legislation in order to ban them, which is my favorite part of it. And this is why
This
I
is
love the
abortion all
Supreme
over.
Court.
This is abortion all over again.
I love the government is fucking stupid, right? But I love the Supreme Court. They're fantastic because they sit there in their quite literal high horse, right? Like they go in like wherever the house is that they're in that's just big and sits, they're up upon connotation. And they sit there and they go, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's against the Constitution. That doesn't work. But if you would like to still do this, there is a way to do it. You just have to do your actual job in order to do it.
People being lazy again.
Yeah, yeah, people being lazy again. And then don't forget to badge out when you leave when you
Yeah,
leave the Congress.
yeah, the giant house.
Yeah, yeah, whatever it's called. Capitol Hill. I don't fucking know. Um, so yeah, yeah. So a lot of people are freaking out, right? They're like, oh my God, so many more people are gonna die. It's like, I don't think so. But also, like you
Actually,
just
nothing's
said,
changed.
it's abortion all over again.
Yep.
The justices
So
came out and said the way this was done was
it's
against the
unconstitutional.
Constitution. It's unconstitutional. Therefore, if you want it to be law, you need to make it a law. You
Yeah.
cannot make it an executive order or a declaration from the ATF.
That's the thing is like, if every person that sat there and goes, I don't like what the Supreme Court just did, and looked at it and evaluated it and goes, okay, so what can I do here? Well, I can't
Pick up the
change their
phone and
mind.
call your local politician.
I can get in touch with my local politician. I can fucking send them a letter, him or her. I can send them a letter. I can call, smoke signals, messenger pigeons. I don't know. I feel like that was the last episode. Yeah, that was the last episode. Like
A
message in a
Budweiser
box,
can with a
like a
string.
Budweiser can with the string, whatever. You blow that office up. Like
Yeah,
I feel strongly about the bump stock thing. I feel strongly about abortion. I feel strongly about I don't know what the fuck else they've overturned lately. It doesn't matter.
right.
And if every person did that instead of going to Twitter and fucking calling it racist, then you can look at it and go, my politician is acting for me, or my politician is ignoring me. And I know
Right.
the people in my community feel the same way that I do, and they're ignoring me. So guess what happens the next election cycle?
Vote someone
I'm
else.
going the other way
Yeah.
because this is something that I actually feel strongly about, which if you do, you should want to act on it if you feel that strongly. If you don't feel strongly enough to fucking write a letter to your local politician, then you don't fucking feel strongly about it. It's very
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah. Then you don't really care that much.
You don't care because it's like there are plenty of people doing this. It's like, oh, that's crazy. I write a letter. Yes, you write
Yeah.
a fucking letter.
Yeah. Or send an email, right? Like do whatever.
Well, an email. So this is the thing. No matter what, it's going to. So an email's so easy to fucking delete, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They can ignore your letter, but it's very rare that they're going to look at the letter addressed to them and just like crumple it up and throw it away. But an email is so easy to delete or
Yeah.
archive.
Yeah.
Chances are they'll at least open the letter.
Right.
It's something. Now, do I think it's a completely futile attempt? Yeah, sure I do, because the theme of this episode is nothing matters, and then like it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
But that's how this works, because in this country, if the Supreme Court wasn't doing these things, which, dude, they've made some unpopular decisions lately.
Yeah.
These two being the biggest ones. I feel like there was something else they did that I'm missing too. Um, but they are unpopular, which is awesome because
Yeah.
if the process at which these things were established was incorrect, then I want them handled accordingly.
Yeah.
And it's not like the Supreme Court said, yeah, no, we're going to make them legal and there's nothing you can do about it. They go, just need a law. That's it.
Yeah. They put that
Introduce,
in the
introduce,
in not the dissenting opinion, in like the winning ruling opinion, right? That overturned it.
just
They put
introduce
that in
legislation.
there. Introduce legislation if you want
That's
it
it.
done.
And that's that. We have hundreds of people whose jobs are to introduce legislation,
Yeah.
yet they don't. They
Yeah.
just bitch at each other in trade stocks and insider trading shit. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
your job is to introduce legislation and vote on introduced legislation.
Yep.
Fucking do something.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like what like how have the fucking Congress people of the Northeast states not just like gone around and been like, hey, man, let's try to get an abortion bill passed. Now, it'll probably get squashed because the rest of the country will, whatever. But do you know how good those Congress people would look
Oh
in
yeah.
this region?
Oh yeah.
Make a big fucking deal about it. Now you can do
Yeah.
the same thing. You can do the same thing now. Like knowing in Massachusetts, it's really hard to like do anything with firearms.
Yeah.
But like try to introduce the legislation. Be like, I'm doing this. Look at me. Because that's all politics are. I mean, the fucking tablet said the same thing. Look at me. Look at what I'm doing. I know it ain't going to work. But look, I'm trying.
I'm
I'm
trying.
doing something.
Yeah.
And then people will notice, like, oh, well, they tried. Like, I'm on board with what that person has attempted.
Yeah.
It's the Bible Belt and the Celts' fault. They love their guns and hate aborting fetuses. Like
Yeah.
they just won't have it.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? We're only Massachusetts.
They don't like women's rights.
Yeah, they hate women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what are we gonna do? We're only Massachusetts. Like we gave it a fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the thing is do I see a need for the public to have this piece of equipment? No, I don't see a need for the public.
Yeah.
Now
I
maybe
mean,
maybe in hunting situation, I don't know enough about the fucking thing, so
yeah.
maybe in hunting it makes sense. Um, Military, go nuts. They can have whatever they want. I don't care.
Yeah. But they, oh, don't worry, they do.
And more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm also gonna say, like, if the Supreme Court says this didn't go down the right way, then
Yeah.
okay, didn't go down the right way.
They didn't follow proper procedure to make
Someone
this,
fucking handle it.
to ban this piece of equipment. You
But here
want it
we
to be
are.
banned? Follow the right procedure.
But here we are. Still, no one has introduced abortion legislation at the federal level.
Right.
The same way that this is not gonna go, because it would take some fucking balls and some work and some
Right.
effort.
Right.
Pretty soon, though, the Supreme Court is going to be like the ultimate, not the, it's like the ultimate like parole job, but it's
Yeah.
not like paroling.
They're just doing their job.
They're doing their job, but it's almost like all of like the virtue signaling and all this other bullshit and all these other topics, they're just gonna squash all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, if I was on the Supreme Court, I'd be looking for shit. It's like I'm just gonna like if I was on the Supreme Court, I go, I'm just gonna fucking overturn everything until these politicians start doing something. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna make our legislators
Do their job.
work. I'm
Yeah.
gonna make them work.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, did anybody ever notice that this isn't an actual law either? It's just kind of like was a ruling.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that one. I go, time to fuck this up.
Well, yeah. Well, another big thing that's actually sitting with the Supreme Court that we're going to get a ruling on soon, right? Because they go on summer break too. They're actual heroes, though. In my opinion, they're better heroes than teachers. I like that. I love the Supreme Court. Um, but another thing they're going to be ruling on shortly is um, pistol braces. So what happened was a few years ago, the ATF, so the Bureau for Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, wrote some sort of ruling, right? A recommendation, right? Because it's a three-letter agency. They don't make laws, right? They pass some sort of recommendation or regulation. That's the word I was looking for. So they created some sort of regulation that you're not allowed to own a pistol brace. So
Which is
a pistol brace is like kind of exactly what it sounds like. It's something that attaches to a pistol that like braces to your
I
arm. It has like a strap on it. You can
think
strap
I've
it to your
seen
arm.
I think I've seen James Bond with such things.
Yeah, probably. Um, but it helps increase accuracy, right?
Yeah, that
Because you
makes
don't have
sense.
to deal with recoil. So one day of, however many years ago, the ATF wrote on a piece of paper that you can't own these. So literally, like people say this, overnight, people in America became felons, right? Because they made it a felony to own one of these. So like you signed this piece of paper one day, and then the next day, like if you have one of these, like you could be arrested and charged with a felony. So like that's, you can't do that. So my thought behind this, right, is if the Supreme Court just overturned this
You're
and
gonna
said
overturn
that
that too.
you can't do this. If you want to really ban these, there needs to be legislation from Congress. Then I feel like they're going to do the exact same thing.
It's so easy to introduce legislation banning both of them
Right.
because you could ban any type of race, stabilization, anything that makes a gun more efficient, like attachments, whatever, and then including but not limited to, and it's this, 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 and it's this.
Yeah,
That's so easy.
it is.
And that's
That's
the
all you
thing,
have to
man.
do.
Like some people are gonna get pissed and be like, see, it's even less gun control around here. It's like that's a fair take. If you believe it, that's a fair take. It's less gun
Right.
control.
Right.
But that's because the people that should be handling this aren't.
Right.
So just make sure your outrage is going the right places.
Yeah. Don't worry. It won't.
No, it won't. But
It's
then
like,
the other thing too is that like Michaela and I were talking about this a little bit as well. Like I don't know all the laws in Massachusetts and I don't know what they are. Like if the Supreme Court just ruled on this on the bump stocks, like they could in like 14 days have a state ban on that shit if they already don't.
right.
They probably already do.
Yeah.
And then it's like people in Massachusetts will get so mad about like what's happening in Texas.
Yeah.
And like, listen, you can, but like also just acknowledge that things are different in Texas. Like someone might have one of these bump stock things because they hunt
Yeah.
or a pistol brace because they're shooting those like feral pigs or whatever.
For a lot of times with I think probably the most common use for a pistol brace is with disabled veterans. So guys that get their hands blown up or their arms blown off or something, like
Yeah.
it's a
So
way
it's a
for them
disability
to
thing.
strap it to their
Yeah.
arm
So
because they may
maybe,
not be able to actually physically hold the gun
yeah.
otherwise.
So maybe you need you need proof of disability to get one.
Right. Right.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Like, and like that's something like maybe Massachusetts will do that. Maybe Massachusetts will just straight fucking ban them. But
Right.
that's the thing. Like, if I mean we live here, so it's easy. But if we ban that shit, you also kind of like can't get super pissed at the federal level that like Texas isn't
Right.
because they're not going to,
Right.
and you don't live in Texas,
Yeah. Yeah. And I would
so
say you probably don't plan on living in Texas either.
no. And like some of the again, some of the like so when the abortion stuff flipped, like yeah, it was super unfortunate if you like lived in Tennessee and then like literally okay, just like overnight it went one way. Literally overnight, like your shit just got fucking rocked. And like you maybe
Yeah.
lived there your whole life and it's like, okay, fine, we're like a little like I feel strongly about this, but it's okay. And then like overnight, you're like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Right.
Like yeah, anytime that happens, like I get it. But then like that's the exception. That's not the rule.
Right. Right.
Like you got people in New York, LA, and fucking Massachusetts like bitching about stuff, and it's like, bro, it's not even remotely relevant.
Yeah. It doesn't even
that
matter
shit's
here.
that shit's taken care of here.
Right.
Like
Right.
on several topics.
Yeah. But people are just going to bitch because
Yeah, they're gonna bitch.
mostly because they don't know otherwise. Right.
Yeah, or it's like they don't like it, so then they refuse to acknowledge
Right.
the validity of it.
Yeah. They refuse to acknowledge that like people think differently. Right. And that's like people think differently in not only in different parts of the country, but also different parts of the world too. Right. So like,
Yeah.
are you also mad at you? This would be a fun way to trap someone like that. Because if they're like, oh yeah, I can't believe people in Tennessee or whatever, like they can't have abortions, all this stuff. And I go, yeah, it's kind of tough, right? People in other parts of the world and other parts of the country don't really think the same, huh? It's kind of like how in Palestine they don't like gays, right? Like that would be a really fun way to kind of like trap them into be like, well, no, I mean that's different. It's all this. It's like, no. Like the Middle East is pretty clear cut when it comes to their feeling on gays. Like they don't like them.
You're just trying to fucking probe some people, aren't you?
Yeah, that would it
Just
would be
going
fun.
from state to from going from state to state to country. That's a little
Yeah,
bit of a stretch there.
but it would be fun to just watch people have
Yeah,
meltdowns.
people's heads would
Yeah,
explode.
yeah. All right, I got one more thing before we wrap things up. Um, Something else I thought was kind of interesting uh was the Surgeon General just came out the other day and said that he is recommending that they put warning labels on social media. So, there's the Surgeon General's warning on cigarettes, right? On any kind of tobacco, whatever else that there's Surgeon General warnings for. I don't know anything else that's not tobacco that has a Surgeon General's warning on it. Um, but he came out the other day and said that he thinks there should be a warning on social media. So it's kind of interesting, right? Because I don't necessarily disagree, but at the same time, like, that's kind of fucking lame.
Yeah, it's really lame.
Like, you're going to put a Surgeon General warning on Twitter or Instagram.
Okay, so this person is qualified to actually like make this call. Because I was gonna say at first, I'm like, so you
Oh,
say
yeah, yeah.
sir
No, no, no. The Surgeon General is
public
like,
health,
yeah, it's the highest ranking medical official in the country,
right? But just work with me here.
or in the
Like,
military, I should say.
no, it's in the government.
Okay.
Um, but yes, they are like the head of like public health. Like, because if it was
What do you mean? I thought Fauci was
medicine,
the head of
whatever.
public.
Yeah, because I was gonna say if the Surgeon General was like the head of medicine, I'm
Yeah,
like, why is the head of medicine speaking on social media? That
right,
doesn't sound right to me. But public
right.
health, yeah, okay. So they are like this is their I mean, their domain is everything, but what's the warning gonna say?
Yeah,
Like caution, you might not like what you see.
yeah. Oh, there's Surgeon General warnings on alcohol. I didn't know that. I guess I never take the time to read what's on the fucking
I
booze
don't have
bottle.
I guess I don't have the bottle long enough.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what though? I don't think it's in. I know how like on like packs of cigarettes or whatever and tins, it would be like a in red it would say Surgeon General's warning.
Right.
It would be a white box with black text.
Yeah.
I want to say on alcohol, it's in the same font and color scheme.
Oh,
Like
okay.
on the label, like does that kind of sound right? Like it's like
Yeah.
bottled by this and this contains whatever. Surgeon General's warning, like
Right. Yeah, that makes
that
sense.
kind of makes sense, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, like that's my thing. Like, what's the warning gonna be?
Yeah. Yeah, but like the thing is, like,
People might like warning. People might think differently than you.
I don't know. I don't know
Warning.
what it
This is
would be.
Twitter. People are assholes.
Yeah.
Like,
But so the driving force behind it is because um teenage mental health issues are at an all-time high, which is a fact. Like that's scientific data has proven that just mental health in general instances are at an all-time high, but specifically for teenagers is at an all-time high. So at least since it's been tracked, right? Who knows what it was like in 2800 BC? Maybe it was just as bad as it is now.
I'm sure.
Uh,
Hey, I'm sure every kid was a fucking problem.
yeah. um, but yeah, like I said, like I don't disagree. Like I think it is important to not monitor, but like just kind of make sure that like kids understand what they're dealing with on social media, right? Because there's all like the cyberbullying and shit like that, but there's also like just random shit that like a 12-year-old shouldn't see. Like a 12-year-old doesn't need to see like a car bombing in fucking Afghanistan, right? But like that's on the internet. Like that's on Instagram and Twitter. So it's like, I don't know, it's just it's weird, right? Because like I said, I don't disagree, but like at the same time, like one, that's kind of fucking lame. And two, what would it say? And what is that? What does it even do? Right? Like, what's the point?
Well, it
Like,
does nothing.
it's even it being on a pack of cigarettes. Like, all right, cool, man. This product can cause cancer. Sick. I'm still gonna smoke them anyway. You know, like
Yeah, I
it's
mean, it's just ceremonial because
like this product could cause mental health issues. Cool. I'm still gonna scroll in on anyway.
yeah. Well, and there you go. There's your warning, but the warning is useless because if kids need to understand like mental health, whatever, you're not telling them how.
Yeah.
You're just saying warning.
Right.
Like you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And the how that'll take a fucking 400 level PhD fucking class. Like there's all types of hows.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's like a ceremonial waste of time in my opinion.
Effectively. Yeah. Yeah.
But hey, good to know that the Surgeon General is really working hard though.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah,
All right. Well, you want to wrap this up?
we can wrap this up. And oh, okay. So because I'm a bad member of my golf course, today was the first time I actually went in and like sat and ate. And it is amazing still how the olds continue to just be absolutely and utterly insufferable. So here are my examples because I actually witnessed these today. They're cliches and I actually witnessed them today. So girl bartending, I think she's like 20 years old. I think she graduated like 2 years ago. It's like, oh, you going to college? No, no, no college. Oh, well, why not? She goes, I don't know. I don't really know what I want to do. Oh, you don't want to like kind of go and find out? She's like, not really. I don't really see the point of going if I don't know why I'm there. And I'm sitting there like, I fucking hear you on that
Yeah,
one.
this 20-year-old girl is smarter than these dumbasses sitting behind the
And
bar
she's like,
or
yep,
in front of the bar.
still kind of working on it. Ah. Then they like go on and she might be Greek. I don't know. Like, so this dude behind me clearly speaks English. No problem. English, no problem. So I'd start speaking Greek to her. She's like 90% in it. And he's asking her something. Like, because obviously I can't translate. I don't speak fucking Greek.
Right.
Nor do I even know if it was Greek. Had some Greek feelings to it.
Yeah.
And of course, he's like insisting on like some place. It's a place. I think it's a restaurant. It's a noun. Oh, this. And she's like, no, it's not that. It's gotta he repeats himself. She like looks it up eventually. She goes, no, it was this over by whatever. And he starts speaking Greek again. He was speaking English to his buddies. Now he's speaking Greek again.
Yeah.
It's like, just because she's Greek, she speaks perfect English. I,
Yeah.
I ordered food from her in English, perfectly fine.
And my
And
order
she
was
spoke
correct.
and she spoke back to me in English,
Yeah.
also perfectly fine. You
Yep.
can speak English to her.
Right.
But nope. The young bartender speaks Greek. I'll speak Greek to her. So then here we are. And I wasn't even in there that long, dude. You probably know what's coming. It's like, oh, what's your boyfriend do? No, no boyfriend. No? Same, dude, same thing as the call, like the same thing with the college thing. I'm like sitting here, it's like, the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, just leave her the fuck alone.
Yeah.
And then like one was like, well, I got a grandson, but he might be too old for you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's your range? She goes, I don't know, dude. Like now she's annoyed. Like
Yeah. Now she's immediately like, shit, I should have just told him I had a boyfriend.
yeah. Where is he?
What does your boyfriend
War.
do? Oh, yeah, I was just say he's what does he do? Or where is he? Whatever. Yeah, he's in Afghanistan or
Yeah.
Israel. You know what I mean? Just make something up.
Yeah. Arkansas.
Yeah.
Like, so then it's like, well, what's your range? I don't know. Well, is it like is it why whatever? She's like, listen, I don't really want to. She goes, I'm not going to answer this. Like, I'm not doing this. Oh, it's not that hard of a question. She goes, I know it's not that hard. She goes, I'm still not answering it. And I'm like, you know what? Good for you
Yeah.
because this dude's got to be fucking like 80 ish.
Yeah.
And it's like just shut the fuck up.
Yep.
And it's like, this is why like the issues are still around. It's like, oh, it's not that hard of a question. It's like no one debated that. It's
Yeah.
actually you're right. Actually, you know what, sir? You are fucking right. It's not that hard of a question. But she ain't gonna fucking answer it for you, and you don't need a fucking answer either.
Right. Right.
Because like I said earlier, tomorrow you're not even gonna remember that she didn't answer your fucking question. Actually, tonight when you're eating your fucking oatmeal for dinner, you're probably not gonna remember. Man, I really
When you're
wish she
having your
gave me that
meatloaf.
age range. Really wish she gave me that age range. I wonder if the top end was 80. Like, fuck me. And I'm like sitting there and it's like every time I sit in that fucking bar and I'm like, this is the kind of shit that pisses me off. And it's like, just shut the fuck up, will ya? Like,
Yeah.
how about this? You order what you want. You can ask her a couple questions like, oh, where are you from? Oh, Attleboro. It's like, oh, do you know this family? Like, no, 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 like, whatever. Shoot the shit, like harmless stuff.
Right.
And then if you like the service she gave you, just give her a fucking tip and move on with your fucking life. Like, dude, she ain't interested in you. Like, it's the same thing as like the cart girl. We don't have a cart girl, but like,
Yeah.
the cart girl. Like,
Yeah.
the cart girl's not getting with any of you. And it's
Yeah.
like
Her
the same.
job is to like relies on tips.
Yeah. Like,
Her job requires her to be nice to you. Like,
yeah. And it's just like, God, just shut the fuck up. But every time I fucking go in there, it's like all the same shit.
yeah.
I'm like, man, like I get it. I am not the fucking social experiment here, but like, just stop. Like, why do you have to be a walking fucking stereotype?
Yeah.
Like all the time. And it's always happens. It's always something. It's every time I'm in there, it's always fucking something. I'm like, God damn it. But like today, it's like, I got super pissed because it's the olds pulling what the olds do. And then like I really, really was not in there very long. And like I got the full fucking gamut.
Yeah. That's pretty
Also,
good.
do you know how many other people were in there with me and the three old guys? Zero. None. Nobody else. Which actually thank God, because then like, strength in numbers, but
Right. I know. Jesus.
fucking A. But like, hey, but then ultimately too, good for her telling like, yeah, I'm not answering that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm done. Like, I've humored you guys long enough.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good here. College, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
stop. Get away from me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fucking cheap fucks probably tip pre-tax too.
Cocksuckers. All right. So I got a question here for my final thought that I saw from Kyle Porter on Twitter.
Oh,
Yeah, you know
I
what I'm
fucking
gonna
hate it.
say.
I don't know what the question is. I fucking hate
Oh,
that guy.
oh,
That
okay.
guy,
All right.
he fucking sucks.
Yeah. Normal sport.
He sucks.
Yeah.
He is like the biggest pussy in the
Yeah.
media. Like him and Andy Johnson. Like I like they're bad. Bad. Real bad.
So his question on Twitter was, who are the best five golfers of the last 10 years? So since 2014.
Including 2014 or after
Yeah, we'll
2014.
include 2014
All right. 2014.
because 2024 is not done yet. So,
Right. Uh, so including 2014, that means Roars has his two. So Kepka's one of the guys.
yes,
Tiger's out. He hasn't been good enough.
right.
Uh, Spieth,
Yep.
he's won three. This also is not in order. Okay. Rahm's got two. Scheffler's got two. Morikawa's got two. Fuck, it might be recency bias. But in the last 3 years, no one's been better than Scotty Scheffler. So Scheffler's in.
Yeah. So I have I have mine.
Um, so I have two left. You can go. I need to get on Wikipedia.
So I have Scotty, Rory, Brooks, right? Like those three are undeniable. Like that's it. Like those are the top three: Scotty, Rory, and Brooks. Then Spieth, and after that, I went Rom. But that was a tough one. But so my five are Scotty, Rory, Brooks, Spieth, Rom. Those are your best five golfers of the last 10 years since 2020, since 2014.
Uh, 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 um, I think my top four: Koepka, Spieth, Scheffler, Roars. Uh, I might differ on my fifth, just because he's going to end up having more. Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas has two majors, uh just like Rom, but he's also got way more wins. And I mean way more might be strong, but this is just Justin Thomas has 15 PGA Tour wins, two majors, one FedEx Cup, I think. I just clicked off him. Rom has 11 with two majors.
And no
Yeah,
FedEx Cup.
he no FedEx Cup. He probably has. Oh, you know what? Did he actually win that FedEx Cup? He had to have in 17.
Yeah,
Yes,
JT.
He did win a
Yeah,
FedEx Cup in 17. Um, yeah, so I mean they both have two majors. You could argue Rom's majors are better. Um, but Justin Thomas also, I mean, yeah, they're PGAs, but he won at Southern Hills and
right.
Wells Fargo, Quail Hollow. Quail Hollow, Torrey Pines. I mean, like, hey, same
Yeah.
thing. That's the Spider-Man meme, like pointing at each other. Um,
So yeah, then maybe I would. I didn't look super
well,
deep
John
into it
Rahm
like
has
that.
also some more worldwide wins. Like
Right.
he's got some Irish Opens and shit like that. So, do like I mean, it's like flipping a coin on that front. It's
Right.
also easier now because Justin Thomas has been playing so fucking bad to
Right.
try to leave him off.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I would argue those five guys. You know who I forgot?
DJ.
Yep.
DJ
Because
might
the
be in
last
there.
10 years he's won two majors, a US Open and a Masters. That's the same as Rom. Uh so DJ's won more than all of them.
So it's DJ.
DJ's won 16. Then that's just since 2014.
Right.
DJ's won 16 events, two majors. Justin Thomas won 15 events, two majors. Rom's won 11 PGA Tour. He probably has like 17 worldwide.
Yeah.
Um, I just don't hold that in the same. I would go DJ over Justin Thomas. So DJ
Yeah.
Koepka, Spieth, Scheffler, and Rory.
Yeah.
Now, if you also wanted to say like, well, based on your logic, Scheffler's out, and it's either Rom or JT as your fifth. Yeah, I said it was recency bias. So
Right. Right.
right now, there's nobody better than him.
Yeah. There's literally no one better in the world.
And last year, Rom was better than him, but nobody was better than Scotty Scheffler in 2022 either. So it's like
Right.
he's got 2 years where nobody's been better than him.
Right. Right.
And he's frankly kicking the living shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
Now, Justin Thomas did this in 2017. Like he did win five with a major
Right. Right.
and a FedEx Cup. I have a feeling Scheffler's going to pass that though,
Yeah,
because
probably.
if he just can fucking figure out the net event at the end of the year, he'll get another win.
Right.
You just can't fucking figure it out with the fucking strokes.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there you have it. It was one of those, like, I saw a bunch of people on Twitter, like, kind of just in the replies going on, and I was like, I don't think it's that difficult, right?
It's
Like,
not. It wasn't that hard because it's a pool of like 8 guys.
right,
And it's just like, what's your preference? I just went pure numbers
right. And
because
that's, yeah,
Kepka's got 5 majors, Roars has 2, Spieth has 3, Scheffler's got 2, DJ's got 2, Justin Thomas has 2, John Rahm has 2. Like it starts getting weird when the like
right,
a lot of these guys have 2.
right. Morikawa has two.
Yeah, like Morikawa doesn't have the regular tour wins to back that
Right,
up though, so he's
right,
out in my book. Same with Schauffele and Cantlay. Like they don't have the number of wins.
right,
Bryson, same thing. Just doesn't have the body
right,
that these guys have.
right,
And it's like fair or unfair, it doesn't matter. 15, 16, 17 wins, like that's the number.
right, right. So there you have it. The best 5 golfers in the last 10 years. So that is going to do it for us. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to click subscribe up above, hit the thumbs up down below. Subscribe if you're an audio only guy as well. Spotify and iTunes, you can give us 5 stars and a review. That would be great. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Twitter is sarcasm_speaks. Facebook is Sarcasm Speaks. Website is sarcasmspeaks.com. You can check out the show notes below and follow those links for some great products and some cool discounts and all that fun stuff. Support those guys, support us. And until next time, good night, everybody.